Goddamn.
Man, this is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, man, but this technically will be our not our last unscripted of the year, but our last TV unscripted of the year. Um this will be the last week where we will be talking about anything I guess weekly television. As weekly television winds down for the year, as to be honest, it winded down for the most of the year, but as it actually winds down for the year, um, you guys know next week we will be on here with the 2025 rewind and the 2026 predictions, as it's something we did last year and we liked it, so we're gonna keep it. As there is obviously no point in talking about nothing but a bunch of taped Raws, taped SmackDowns, and taped Dynamites half the week. Half the weeks out of the year, they're pointless to talk about anyway. Let alone the end of the year, man. So they're usually all just a bunch of boring tape shows. As yeah, like I said, we will be on here next week with the 2025 rewind, looking back at the year and then giving some predictions for 2026. But this marks our last TV unscripted of the year, man. So pretty crazy, pretty crazy. But how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Unscripted. If this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Tuesday, we are on here live at 12 p.m. Central with Unscripted, and every Friday at 3 p.m. Central for the news. If you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, you guys can now watch that live on all platforms. That is Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And if you want to see it first, join us right here live. Like I said, every Friday at 3 p.m. Central for the news, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Links at the top description of this very video, where you can find this beautiful piece of Notorious Seals merchandise live on there as we speak. With that being said, if this is your first time here at NHP, and you guys do not know who we are, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, please tell the world what you're smiling about today.
Man, 'cause I'm here with you guys, man, and it's the holiday season, man. It's Christmas. Got Christmas Eve tomorrow, and always excited, man. Love Christmas. Love the whole season. And obviously, this is where it culminates, man. And for us in the show, we got a bunch of fun stuff coming up. We got the recap in the year of wrestling predictions tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week. Sorry. So I'm excited for that, man. And man, oh boy, we got one final week to talk about here for the year, man. Wow, what a special week it's been in terms of TV. But I'm doing good, man. Had the birthday yesterday. Thankful for everybody that I should. Man, I'm here, man. I'm here. Talk about fucking raw and shit, and it's been good, man. It's been good. I'm excited for I guess World's End, you could say. I guess. Excited for all the stuff we're doing with NHP in the coming weeks, man. And I'm excited for all that, man. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. I'm doing very good. Like you said, it's obviously a very exciting time with Christmas and whatnot coming up. So that's literally right around the corner, as Christmas Eve is tomorrow. As obviously we did not have to move or not do any of our shows next year. If Christmas falls on a Friday, then news will probably take place on a Saturday or some type of shit like that. But thankfully this year our NHP schedule managed to pretty much dodge Christmas, so that's a good thing. We can just kind of regularly move as regularly scheduled programming. But yeah, other than that, like I said, Christmas is around the corner, so that is obviously always a good thing. I'm very excited for that. I hope you guys are as well. I hope you guys get everything your heart desires. And you get to spend some time with the people you love. So, um, uh, yeah. So, well, yeah, and then obviously moving past Christmas, we obviously are getting into a very busy time here at NHP. As Logan has a great question. He says, "When is the NHP year-end awards?" Year-end awards. That's a great question. Obviously, you guys know this type of time is usually my favorite time of year to get all these things situated. I love doing year-end awards. I love talking about the year, and giving the awards to the people we feel are rightfully in place of them. But regardless, always a favorite time. Always a favorite time of year for NHP. So normally, we just had this conversation last night. Normally, we do that kind of thing on a Wednesday. Normally, we'll obviously do them, in the middle of the week. Things are going to be a bit different this year, as a lot of things have changed in NHP over the past year or so. But we will be doing year-end awards this year and moving forward on a Saturday. And the dates we've been looking at January 3rd for the preview show, and we are looking at January 10th for the actual NHP year-end award show. So that is what we're looking at. I should have graphics made very soon for that, but those are the dates that we've been looking at for that. So again, I will have the official graphics with the official dates on them very soon, but that's what it's looking like so far. So like I said, last year we obviously did the preview show, uh, and then voting will open again for a week, and then we will do the actual, year-end award show, uh, um, a week later. So the 3rd and the 10th is what we're looking at. So yes, very excited for that. Very excited for that. So there's a lot to be excited for as we wind the year down. It's crazy that we're already here, man. It's crazy that we're already here. Time really does fly.
It does.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. But other than that, I've been good. And what about you? As Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Bell, Gotti? Any of you guys that are here now or a part of the Replay Mafia, thank you guys for joining us as always for another edition of Unscripted, man. As this is, here we are right before Christmas, man. We have a little bit of Dynamite to get into. We have pretty much nothing for SmackDown again, and then a pretty nothing episode of Monday Night Raw, to be honest.
Yeah, most of this week was pretty whole lot of nothing burger, if I'm gonna be honest, man. Um Raw was very interesting. It was very technically it was very short due to, it being a tape show, and due to that they didn't do commercials. It was technically only an hour and a half, but boy, that shit felt like a full fucking 3 hour episode of Raw. And that just means if we weren't forced with ads, and if we weren't forced with all this shit, Raw every week, they could fit what they fit with 3 hours in an hour and a half. So that just makes me more angry, man. And then Dynamite was just happened, I guess. All I remember is the MJF stuff. That's really all I remember from the show. I think that's all most people are gonna remember from that episode of Dynamite. And I couldn't tell you a single thing from SmackDown off the top of my head, but very weak week to end the year off, man. Usually, this time of year for television it gets weak. But when the whole year was pretty weak, it doesn't bode too well.
No, no, it doesn't. Not at all. Yeah, yeah. I'm feeling the same way. That whole debacle with Monday Night Raw last night was very eye opening. Because, like you said, they were able to fit the bullshit that they fit in 2.5 hours in an hour and a half. So I don't know, very eye opening for Monday Night Raw. But yeah, it was your typical end of the year Monday Night Raw. But again, like you said, what makes that worse is Raw's been pretty weak all year, so it's not like it's really helping
Yeah,
anybody. But uh yeah, and then obviously, like you said, the whole contract signing with the with the four guys in the main event of World's End was pretty much the only thing for Dynamite, man. But speaking of AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash.
or we should do Raw Happy Holidays, as they had a whole night last night.
Oh God. Yeah. Oh God. This episode of AEW Dynamite took place from Manchester, England. As the show opened up with a cold open. And the only reason I'm mentioning that is because that means we got no John Moxley entrance, which hindered the show tremendously.
Exactly. That's like the whole point of the group half the time it is the entrance. So thank you, Tony, for not doing like the best thing that you got going for you right now.
Literally. It started off with Continental Classic action as John Moxley took on Roderick Strong. Roddy, Roddy was defeated by John Moxley with a Death Rider to keep him at 0 points, as John Moxley moved on to 6 points. It was a decent match to
Say
open the show. I mean, what can you say?
exactly. It was a decent match. It's kind of a classic season, so that's really what half of these shows are. Um, I do like when Roddy kind of mix it up with the Death Riders because it's just funny. He's just
It
staring
is.
down his wife as she's just fucking brutalizing motherfuckers. So that's always kind of fun. Their last interaction was really fun. So it's cool little reaction. Poor man got no points in the fucking tournament. Bro's number 0 in the tournament, and yeah. That's yeah.
For sure. The Elite take on Takeshita, Okada, and Hechicero for $1 million.
$1 million.
Um, Another money match, I guess, under Tony Khan's belt. So the Elite score the bag of $1 million. Kenny wins the match for his team with a one-winged angel to Hechicero. Okada and Takeshita attack the Elite, the Young Bucks, afterwards, and then they bicker in the ring, and Kenny Omega comes in with a broom to make the save. I wish he was coming to
Oh,
clean up this show, but
kind
unfortunately, at this stage of the game, Kenny Omega kind of hinders the show.
low key in a way, man. And they won the $1 million, man. Hopefully they could use it to keep Kenny at home and maybe put him in some physical therapy, man, and just have him get some fucking rest for his fucking destroyed body that fucking Tony Khan keeps using. So maybe that's what they could do with the money, man.
I would hope so. I would hope so. That's a great idea. Physical therapy would be amazing for Kenny Omega at this point. It would be great if he can maybe buy himself some resistance bands or like a body roller, something like that. Maybe a massage gun, something like that. I think would be a great use of the $1 million for Kenny Omega. But above all, I think you're in the right ballpark with the physical therapy, man. I don't know how much physical therapy would cost for like a year subscription for him, but I'm sure the $1 million can I'm sure he can use it.
Exactly, man. Maybe you don't want to spend the money. Why don't you just go do some DDP yoga, man? Apparently, it's working out for all the vets. Motherfuckers are walking again and shit due to DDP yoga. Maybe Kenny can go do that shit.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that would be great. This moves us on to the contract signing part of the show, where Swerve Strickland is out there. He's out there with Hangman and Joe. They're all in the ring. Swerve tells Adam Page that they have mutual respect. And he tells Samoa Joe he will take his world title from him again. Hangman gets his point to talk. Hangman reminds all of them where they were in July. They were fighting alongside each other. To take down the Death Riders' bullshit. And then we hear the lights go out and we get the music and the return of MJF to a pretty big pop, as it seems people have missed MJF. Me personally, building up to this, I didn't miss MJF at all, to be 100% honest with you. However, he did make me excited for what's going forward with him.
Exactly, man. Exactly. It got to a point where I didn't even know he was gone, if that makes sense. He was so
Yeah.
needless to the show. And then, but he's back. Very cool return moment. I'm glad they did it in the UK with a UK crowd.
Yeah.
And like you said, I like what they ended up doing after his return here. So overall, man, I'm very intrigued to see where they go.
100%. Yeah, the last time we seen MJF, he was feuding with Mark Briscoe. I didn't care about it at all. Actually, I couldn't really tell you what he even was doing after that. Maybe the Hurt Syndicate, but uh, I don't know. He was very insignificant of the show, to be honest. At least during the Mark Briscoe stuff. The Hurt Syndicate stuff I liked. A lot of times, for majority of the year, he felt largely directionless. So he comes out and he signs his contract. Yes, the contract that he won at All In for the championship match whenever he wants, which he used, but then he got it back because Hangman used the buckshot lariat at Forbidden Door. He got it back, and then they changed the rule to where you got to announce it at least a week in advance. He comes out and he signs that contract, which added him to the match for a fatal four-way match rather than just a triple threat match at World's End. I thought that was genius. I thought that they genuinely did a great job at making people forget about that contract, because not only did I forget about MJF entirely, I completely forgot that contract was a thing. I completely forgot about that. So to see them put that to use and to put that into shocking use, I thought was a really nice touch.
Too, man. I do too. I'm in the same boat as you. I completely forgot not only that he had that thing, but that thing existed, and I forgot. I forgot he still held it, and I just didn't think about it when he was kind of off TV. Even when he was off TV, I was like, well, he's gonna come back, probably do whatever. Completely forgot he held that contract, and then they did well with that, man. I like when companies can do that, when you could actually really surprise someone by making people forget about something, and they did. Now, the way they make them forget was kind of due to lackluster booking, but I mean, it ends justify the means, I guess. I don't know if that was on purpose, probably not, but we forgot about him, and we forgot about the contract, and he's back. He cashes it in, and I really like that, man. I really like the way he did it. I like the way they wrote it in. And that makes that triple threat very interesting because somehow the champion was the most least interesting part of that triple threat, and now you have the MJF factor, which does make it a lot better. Um, and I will say it makes that main event match pretty unpredictable, man. Joe's win was unpredictable from my perspective. Apparently, it was Tony Khan's plan the whole time. Um, I don't know what he could be planning here, man. I don't know if they want to keep ops strong and because they're still new, even though they really was talking about the ops, so maybe that's a reason they might put it on someone else. There's a lot of possibilities coming into World's End and coming out of World's End, so I actually really like what this did.
100%, 100%. Yeah, I agree 100% with the unpredictability factor now is now. Um, it,
I
it,
wouldn't be
it
shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked if MJF took it. There's obviously the story there with World's End 2 years ago when, fucking Adam Cole and the Ghostbusters, revealed himself as MJF's attackers or whatever. And Samoa Joe was the guy to end MJF's title reign and, kind of be the beneficiary of, you know, um, Adam Cole going out with his ankle injury. And then, 2 years later, now Samoa Joe is the champion. And MJF, you know, is able to capitalize on uh, the contract that he won. And possibly take the championship from Joe. And then obviously there's Swerve and Hangman in there as well, man. So it's very unpredictable. It really could go. It really could go either way, but it is nice to see AEW getting their bigger names back. Obviously, we just got Swerve. Excuse me. Obviously, we just got Swerve back. Now we're getting MJF back. From what we hear, I don't think he's close to being back, but Will Ospreay is making a speedy recovery. So definitely nice to hear these things because the show definitely needs them. Definitely needs them.
100%. And I'm also hearing rumors and rumblings of a Jay White return at World's End. I don't know where and what scene of the show he might return into. I'm hearing people are speculating the world title scene as well. So, hopefully they could have a lot of shocking things coming up, man. I hope so.
Hopefully. And according to Dave, Tony Khan really likes Jay White. So we we, we heard that like 4 months ago. So hopefully Tony Khan can put that story to good use.
Fucking A. It was like fucking half a year ago that fucking story dropped, and then bro's
Yeah.
been gone ever since. I mean, he was injured, but bro's been gone ever since, and hopefully he can be coming back soon. It's hilarious. Have you noticed? Have you seen them tweets where like before every AEW pay-per-view he's been gone, he does like a cryptic tweet, but then just never returns.
I've actually never seen those. That's hilarious.
This shit kills me every time. I think he did it for like yeah, I think he did it for Full Gear, and he did it for I think the one before Full Gear he did it too, where he just fucking like sent out like a tweet alluding to a return or something, and he just never shows up.
That is hilarious. Well, hopefully his cryptic tweets can turn into something that he actually does. Because I miss the guy. I know a lot of us miss the guy. So yeah, hopefully he could come back, and hopefully, like I said, Tony Khan can use him in that main event scene accordingly. So we'll see. But MJF comes out. He says hello to Seabiscuit once again. Adam Page. He says he needs to cut Hangman deep, which is why he chose to come back facing 3 guys and not 1. He tells Samoa Joe he will end his reign at the same place he ended his 2 years ago. He then looks over at Swerve. Swerve said something to him like, the only guy you should be scared of is me. He then tells Swerve he tells Swerve, he recalls them making their names together on the indie scene many years ago. He says he says I went to AEW and you went over to WWE. That is one thing that is a very MJF thing to do that I definitely I missed on the show. He is definitely not afraid to name drop another company or another person in a different company.
I love that.
He says, you went to WWE. The crowd fucking boos the shit out of him. He says, hey, come on, guys. Don't live under a rock. He was like, come on. It's a company. They exist. They're a great company. I don't know about that. But he says they're a great company. Especially that idiot that's running the company. I don't know. They're definitely not doing so great, especially with fucking Triple White House in charge. But he says
JF promo where he said Triple H was his favorite of all time.
I
I
did
swear
hear
that was a
that.
promo from him.
He
Okay.
he did say that before, yes. He did. Um
He's got to say it again, bro. That shit would give Mega heat right now.
oh fuck yeah. You bring up
You got it.
You bring up Triple H as an ally, you're getting the shit booed out of you. I'm sorry.
Come on, man. You're allying with Kanye over there.
Yeah, exactly. Um well, I don't think MJF likes Kanye, so maybe he won't like Triple H very much.
That's true.
Um
That is true, actually.
I
He
do.
is.
I was gonna say I do recall an interview a couple years ago where MJF was saying he was disappointed in Kanye West, which
Damn.
means you have to be disappointed in Triple H too. I guess by
Exactly.
default.
Because they're one and the same in terms of belief systems, man. Triple Nazi over there.
Yeah, yeah. You know, can't really be messing around with that bald Nazi Triple H. But regardless, he then he makes fun of Swerve's run in WWE. MJF says, "I came to AEW and I flourished. You went to WWE and got fired. But I did enjoy you twerking for top dollar." That, man, every time I look back at that
Crazy.
whole Hit Row group, it boggles my mind how they put Swerve fucking Strickland with those three.
But
E.
one of the best guys in this era with those schmucks, dude. Wild, dude. And it's crazy to see like
Man.
Swerve's like evolution from like a just like a at the time a random cruiserweight overall. We all loved him, but he was overall just more of a random cruiserweight into what he is now. That is crazy. The evolution of Swerve, dude. It really is. Looking back, even when he first signed to AEW, he is visually completely different.
Oh yeah. Um people have even kind of like, I remember when Swerve first came back and he was obviously as jacked as he
Yo,
is. Um People were comparing side to sides from Swerve Strickland we know today to the forever goated Isaiah Swerve Scott that we knew
that
in
made it weird.
in WWE. And yeah, like Sir K said, I mean he was a cruiserweight. And to look at him now, he's a heavyweight. So it's very very cool to see, very cool to see. And I mean, we always talk about AEW's, Big Five or whatever it is, but I mean, you would be an idiot not to put Swerve on that list, man. I mean, um, the man, they got a fucking awesome. That's one thing I can say about AEW, bro. They got a fucking awesome main event scene to carry them for the next 5 to 10 years, man. I mean, you look at what they got, man. All their guys are early 30s. You know what I mean? You got them for a while, and these guys are like stars. They're stars. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no other way to put it. And they're they're young, but at the same time they're seasoned. You know what I mean? You don't really
exactly. That
gotta
experience.
they got experience, and that's one thing that we always get on WWE for is like, you got these young guys, man, but you gotta season them. You know what I mean? You gotta put world titles on them. You gotta put them in that main event scene. It's like a lot of WWE seasoned guys don't get seasoned until they're fucking 38 years old. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like in AEW they got guys that are the age of a Will Ospreay, of an MJF, who've been in the main event scene for, you know, 3-4 years at this point, which is one thing that you could say whatever you want about Tony Khan, but you gotta tip your cap to him for that, man, because I mean, his his main event scene, bro, they're fucking young. They're young and they are fucking seasoned, bro. They are experienced guys. These are guys that have been in the main event scene for, like I said, 3-4 years, which is something that WWE's got to be a lot better at. I mean, you fucking you got fucking these old podcasters recommending WWE to fucking have Javon Evans win his first world title in 15 years. Meanwhile, these guys in AEW they're doing this shit now. And that's one thing that's important. It's very important to the growth, and to the growth of not only the talent but their main event scene, which I think is wonderful, man. So I gotta give props to Tony for that, because he lets his guys go.
Yes, exactly. Like you said, these guys have been in this main event scene for what, 3-4 years average out,
Yep.
and it's the same set of guys, and it doesn't feel old. Like literally just said a few minutes ago, MJF has the possibility of winning the title on Saturday, and I'm down for it. I'm cool with it. Yeah, he won a world championship before. I'm down to see it again. It's not to the point where you get your Seth Rollins, where it's like, okay, you just stick it on him because it's safe.
Yep.
No, you stick it on him because it's good, it's genuine. And look what WWE did to Gunther. He's one of those guys that gets enough constant accolades to where he feels important all the time, and that's what Tony Khan was able to do with a lot of his main event scene. Hangman, Swerve, MJF, Joe, all of that big circle of guys. That's his guys, and those are the guys you see in those main event scenes.
Yep.
Like you said, are seasoned, man, and they got to do it for their young guys. I saw a post last night that for Javon Evans' age, within 2 years, if he wins the title within like a 2.5 year times period from now, he would beat Randy's record for youngest world champ ever. Dude,
Oh, wow.
season him up. Spend a year and a half, 2 years, season him up. Break that record, dude. Make him truly special, because he already is. And I don't trust them to do that. They're going to wait too long. They're going to miss that opportunity to have that record with a future young, super big talent for them. They're going to miss it. I know they are.
Yeah.
So, like, capitalize. Look what AEW does. They capitalize on their young but seasoned talent. And it's great.
The oldest out of all the guys I just looked up is Swerve at 35, which in
That's
wrestling
crazy.
is not old. You got him at tip top shape for another 7 years, 7, 8
Yeah.
years.
See,
Swerve is 35, Hangman's 34, fucking Jay White's 33, Ospreay's 32, MJF's 29, and Kyle Fletcher's 26. And these guys have experience. And then Fletcher is 26. He's already main evented a pay-per-view for a World Heavyweight Championship, mind you. He's already had many amazing matches this year. And then think about how many more main events he's going to have in the next 3 years.
Exactly. Like he's already proved he could put the main event match on his back. You could put a story on his back. He could talk. He could do all this. And the thing about Tony Khan that I can say that I have more faith in than Triple H is in the next year, as they're building this talent up, he's gonna be in that world title picture. He's gonna have a feud with Ospreay, with Swerve, with Hangman, MJF, whoever is gonna be the world champ when he goes for it.
Yep.
And it's gonna feel genuine. It's not gonna feel rushed, and it's not gonna feel too late. and I'm excited. I have faith in Kyle Fletcher, and overall, I have faith in Tony Khan to get him to be a world champion. You know, sometimes Tony Khan can have a pretty rocky journey, but at the end of the day, even with how rocky journeys might be, Swerve feels like a top guy. Hangman feels like a top guy. All their top guys feel like a top guy, and I'm sure in about a year span, we'll be saying the same thing about Kyle Fletcher, man. And that's something a lot of times I really fear for with WWE that I don't have those same fears with AEW.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, man. But we got so oh, yes. He tells him he enjoyed his run twerking for Top Dollar. He then tells Swerve that this is his house and rent is due, and the devil has come to collect. He does his catchphrase, he's MJF, he's better than you, and you fucking know it, or whatever it is. And that was it.
Like
Um
that's his.
Something like that. He does his catchphrase, he leaves, and the contract is signed, sealed, and delivered for World's End this upcoming Saturday. It will be MJF, Samoa Joe, Swerve, Strickland, and Adam Page in Chicago for the World Heavyweight Championship, man. So I will be seated. That is one thing I'm very excited for World's End. So we will obviously be live with the World's End review. So hope to see you guys there. Should be good. Should be good. I'm excited to see what the rest of the card entails. I always love how Tony Khan does the semifinals and the finals in the same night. I always love that that atmosphere amongst the very end of what is portrayed as a very hard tournament to win. So I love that as always, and I am excited to see how that goes. But this segment made the show, and yeah, I thought it was awesome.
Thought it was awesome. I'm very excited for a lot of elements for World's End overall. I'm excited for this main event. I'm excited to predict and just see who might win this match, dude. Or it could be any guys. And excited for the C2. Is Claudio in the lead? I thought he was in the lead last time I checked.
Um,
He
I
was one of the
I
top people in the
I,
lead.
I believe he is.
Okay, I thought so. So no matter what, I think in the C2, there's going to be, the Death Rider story in there, and I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited for a bunch of this stuff leading into World's End, man. So, I'm excited to see what they do.
For sure. So, yes, it looks like Claudio and Takeshita are the leaders of the Blue League. And as for the Gold League, I'm not entirely sure, but Mercedes Moné, Marina, and then this is where the show goes back down to reality.
This is where we get real about that, my first.
Mercedes Moné, Marina Shafir, Megan Bain, and Athena versus the Babes of Wrath and the Timeless Love Bombs.
Okay, just random heels and baby faces just teaming and facing each other, dude. The hell? Didn't they already fucking wrap up all this shit with their useless women's war games or Blood and Guts? Why are they still all facing each other?
That's a great question. I ask why majority of people on this show are facing each other every week, to be fair.
That is very true. That is very fucking true.
Athena hits the O-face to Willow.
Oh,
Mercedes gets the pin on Willow Nightingale, the fucking freshly crowned women's tag team champion. Mercedes pins her.
did you? What days did fucking Athena hit so far as champ, dude? She's been in there fucking
It's
She's been
gotta.
champ for like 3 years.
It's legitimately gotta be
I
like 800 something days.
I think it's around like 800 or 900 something days as champ, dude. And I read a tweet to like what the dates are so far for, and it was just like, bro, this is unreal. Just she's literally in purgatory over there, man. I don't get it, and I guess they're starting the Mercedes is slowly losing everything story. So
Um,
that's nice, I think.
Athena has been champion for over 1,000 days.
Okay, yep, that was the fucking number. Good.
Yeah, she is. She has surpassed 1,100 days.
Fuck, god damn. Cena
Ridiculous.
wasn't even Cena didn't even announce his retirement tour yet when she was like fucking probably like 300 days in at that point.
All right, I'm gonna make you feel old.
Oh fuck.
When
Oh no.
Athena won the ROH Women's World Title, SmackDown was destination television by the Bloodline and Bray Wyatt and LA Knight.
God. Holy hell.
All right, Triple H was liked. Matter of fact,
Oh my god, it
loved
was.
when Athena won the Women's World Championship.
Dude, now he's a bald Nazi.
Yeah,
The hell happened?
that's right. Now he is bitter fuck.
Now he's making videos about how to be healthy for the Department of Health, and people are just shitting all over it about this fucking dude pops steroids out the ass about how to be healthy.
Oh my god.
Them tweets were killing me, dude. They were going in on him
I
again,
know they
dude.
were. I
Oh,
just
it was
know they
great.
were. Um so Athena hits the O face on Willow Nightingale. Mercedes takes the pin immediately afterwards and pins the newly crowned women's tag team champion. And then to just rub salt on the wound, Willow just fucking no sells the Eclipse or the O face and just hops up after the pin and starts chasing Mercedes and Athena until they roll out of the ring. Nice to. Why do they always make Athena look like a jackass? Why?
I don't get it, dude. I don't know if it's just pure incompetence from Tony Khan,
Gotta be.
which is probably the number one solution, or but like, dude, what is your deal with just not making her important? Imagine Obafemi as NXT champ coming up to Raw and just making him look like a schmuck. You know how like bad that's gonna make you look,
Yes.
dude? Like, dude, first of all, again, why is she in ROH purgatory? Second of all, dude, she's Athena. She's like, she's like bell to bell, probably one of the best women in the business. Probably, if you gave her the chance, probably the best bell for bell woman in the business. What are you doing, bro? What are you
What are
doing?
you doing?
What the fuck?
What are you doing? Continental Classic action again as Pac defeats Kyle Fletcher to even both of them out at 6 points apiece. Pac hits a reverse Rana into a black arrow and picks up the victory. Definitely a bit of an upset, a little bit, even though they've been booking Pac pretty good. It was a good match, but I thought Fletcher would win this. But yeah, that was that. That was that as Pac gets the victory here in Continental Classic action. It was a good match.
It was good. I love the C2. It's very unpredictable in terms of who can win one at any moment. And they do it well, man. And everyone always looks pretty good coming out to C2. So I'm very excited and people can complain all they want. If you don't think Kyle Fletcher has probably the best 2026, looking forward to him, he could take a loss right now. I'm
Yeah,
sure he'll be fine.
for
Bro
sure.
probably has the most upside coming into 2026 than anybody
100%.
in the business.
We then get a battle royale where the last two guys in the ring will face off in a one-on-one match next week for the Dynamite Diamond. And the winner,
So
it's so stupid.
awkward for a match.
Oh, it
so
is.
like if you're just like, if you know, say there's three guys, you get fucking super kicked in the corner, man. So, and you're, you gotta sell, you gotta, recover kayfabe wise. You could just dead ass look up, dude just tossed other dude over the ropes, and then the match just ends, and you're just awkwardly staring at the fucking other guy.
That's exactly what happened. That's
That is
exactly
so
what happened. Ricochet and
That is-
Bandito both won the match as they just turned around afterwards and just stared at each other as they both just did the gun. They both just fucking did handguns to each other.
I was gonna say they both have their little gun thing. I mean, Bandito's actually makes sense. He's the whole, bandit thing. So to him it makes sense. Ricochet is
Ricochet's
just
got the
gives off.
spirit gun.
He's got the finger blaster, man, and he is very Drake, man. I don't know. Ricochet just reminds me of Drake so much.
Yeah.
At least for Ricochet, he
Not-
actually seems like not in that way.
Modern Drake, not headlines Drake.
No, unfortunately not, man. That's the bad part, man. But very awkward finish to the match, and like, what did you think was gonna happen? That is one of the most awkward ways you could ever end a match, dude. That is actually hilarious.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that is everything for AEW Dynamite. That is your week of AEW Dynamite, and that is the last Dynamite we will be going over for the year. As we move on to WWE, man, we have an official word from our sponsor here at NHP. We got a word from W Energy, man. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula, sugar-free, 0-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Always got a shout out, Dubby. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, might be a little too close to Christmas, but it's just far away enough for New Year's, man. If you want to stay up for New Year's, watch that ball drop and just be up there to be ready for the new year, try Dubby. It'll keep you awake. You won't have the jitters and it tastes good. All at the same time, truly always got a shout out, Dubby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, shout out to the great people over at W Energy, the official sponsor of what we do here at Notorious Heels. And with that, well, we see a SmackDown logo. However, we have no SmackDown to talk about. What I do want to talk about is the fact that this show needs to be stopped. This show is absolutely horrible, man. Every week, it seems like it is just the same shit over and over and over and over and over. This show absolutely needs to be stopped, and apparently we got news for Friday regarding a draft, and I can tell you right now, it ain't looking any good for this show. It's not. Aleister Black and Damian Priest are still feuding. Both guys are dead in the water. The tag titles, dead in the water. The U.S. title scene is the only thing that has some type of a heartbeat, but even at that, it's not really an impressive heartbeat. At that, the main event scene is dead in the water. Drew McIntyre might as well go back to fucking Progress Wrestling and fucking go back to scouring the fucking UK scene. Cody Rhodes might as well go back to the fucking Bullet Club and hang out with the fucking War Dogs or whatever the fuck they're doing nowadays to to do something meaningful. I don't know. I genuinely don't know anymore. Apparently they fucking gave DIY their old shitty theme song back. I don't know if that's technically for next week or not.
I think it is.
And again,
I think.
I'm sorry for the spoilers, but I'll give you guys a couple seconds to click off if you don't want to hear it. But Carmelo Hayes is the U.S. champion. Great. What are we gonna do with Dragunov now? What are we gonna fucking do? What are we gonna do? He's gonna have SmackDown tag title syndrome. He's gonna go on to, beat. He's gonna go on to beat Alex Shelley. In the middle of January for absolutely nothing. What are we gonna do with? Listen, I don't mind Hayes winning the U.S. championship. It's something that he should have fucking done. He should have been the one to beat LA Knight for it. I don't know why we're doing it now, but, fucking Triple Prolong wants to fucking take forever for everything. Ilya Dragunov, the way you booked that man, should have carried that championship and finally been dethroned at WrestleMania to whoever, Javon Evans, somebody. Carmelo Hayes could have even been the one to do it. I don't know. But we put the championship on Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is probably going to hold it for a couple months, and then he's going to beat it. He's going to get beat to the next guy that is going to end up having, world championship syndrome with Triple H. I don't know. This show needs to be stopped. This fucking show needs a... I don't know how many fucking times you have to look at the creative for the show before you hold the guy that's head of creative and the guy that's the head of the writing team for SmackDown accountable. I don't know.
Exactly, dude. This show is absolutely horrible and abysmal. We have nothing to say about it. Besides, it's horrible and abysmal, man. You got Cody Rhodes doing fuck all every week, just doing nothing, dude. He does nothing. He is completely useless to television. They completely destroyed Drew McIntyre's character, man.
Bodied him.
Another spoiler, bodied him. Another spoiler, if you guys want to click off, I'll give you a few seconds. But another spoiler is, I guess, from what we heard, they're gonna set up a 3 stages to hell match for Cody and Drew. Dude, that's just been Drew McIntyre's year. 3 stages of hell. What's he gonna do? Lose? And what's he gonna do? Win? And then probably lose again a few weeks later? Dude's character is fried. Completely fried, man. You might as well call him Drew Galloway already, dude. He's doomed. He's doomed. Cody is fucking completely boring and useless. They just run fucking Wyatt 6 versus fucking NFTs every week. It's the same thing. The rest of the tag title scene just faces the U.S. champion. I'm happy for Hayes. I think it's long overdue. He's at least fucking United States champion, and at least overall, somehow, the men's U.S. title, one of the least important titles in this company's history with how they usually book it, is the only thing that's decent on this show. Scared for what Dragunov has after losing the title. So that's just great. I'm already scared for Dragunov, and I hope they do something good by Carmelo Hayes. I really hope so. And other than that, the show is useless. Who you have Jade Cargill fucking being the women's world. What is she doing? I think after 3 months, she's just having her first world fucking title defense. What are you doing here? You have the fucking women's U.S. title, the most useless thing on the planet, dude. Who even knows that thing exists? What is SmackDown, dude? You long needed a draft, and you're about to put this show at 3 hours again? What in the fuck are you gonna do for 3 hours? Please, Triple H, tell me, what are you gonna do for SmackDown for 3 hours? You're gonna be in the White House? You don't even know what you're gonna do for SmackDown for 3 hours? Do you have your fucking dumbass friend booking the show into oblivion, dude? Fire him and get a new head, because that's the problem. Road Dogg, Triple H, all that shit, don't know what the fuck they're doing with SmackDown. I mean, they don't even really know what they're doing with Raw. and they have no idea what they're doing with SmackDown. This show is horrible. It is useless. It is the most useless show on television currently. I'm sure random fucking cop show number 5 on the USA Network is more important than SmackDown, dude. This show is fucking abysmal, dude. It needs a complete reset, and it's gonna stay the same, which is the worst part. And it's just gonna decay further and further than it already is, dude. Horrible. They need to do something about SmackDown.
You know, I almost choked on my drink when you brought up Jade Cargill. I didn't even think to mention her. That is how much I forgot
Yeah,
about
that's how
her
bad it is.
existence as a women's world champion. How fucking ridiculous, Paul. And you want to sit there in the fucking White House and give me health advice. Can I give you booking advice? And I've never booked a fucking wrestling show, but I swear on my life I can give you better fucking ideas than your boy is giving you. Because this show needs to be stopped. It needs to be stopped. Please.
Cancel it, dude. Literally,
I'm going to
please.
take it off the
What is
fucking air
this show?
myself at this point.
Yeah, you might as well. You're gonna feel the same way on a Friday night if it's on or if it's off.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous at this point. Man. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is this show absolutely just needs to be stopped. I've truly had enough. I'm trying to gather some type of SmackDown notes or something that would just be interesting to talk about. And I got nothing. I have nothing. Again,
Literally.
this is the second week in a row. And I actually forgot that this show was about to move to 3 hours.
Yep.
And
3 hours.
it's not looking good. It's not looking good because from the way it's looking, there will be no hard reset and there will be no accountability from Paul and his team. I'm tired of it, Paul. I'm tired of it. This show was once being walked down by the Bloodline, by Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. And this is what we fucking get. We get
Yes.
the Wyatts versus the motherfucking tree. Ending in the same fucking way every week. You got fucking Clayface out there cutting fucking promos. You got Bougie Bully and Nia Jax. You got Jade Cargill burying the division every week. What the fuck are we doing? You got your boy Cody Rhodes doing fuck all on television. You want to know the best thing Cody Rhodes has done in the later half of this year? Put his fucking belt around John Cena where it belongs. At this point, I fucking wish John Cena would have took the fucking championship with him and took SmackDown off the fucking air with him when he left.
Dude, at this point, they would have been much better off if they kept Cena as world champ, turn him basically, and have Gunther beat him at the end of his career for the world title, dude.
Might as
Because
well.
what is Cody doing? What is Cody worth? Cody is worth nothing right now, and Gunther is worth everything. And it's night and fucking day.
Well, yeah, that's SmackDown. That's SmackDown for
Fucking
everybody.
hell.
What a just bottomless pit of garbage. Fix your shit, Paul. Get the fuck out of the White House and get in the booth. My God. Raw. Speaking of fucking Paul. My God. What is this? What is this?
What is this show?
How did you manage to make an hour and a half feel like 4 hours?
Dude, like when I first booted up Raw, and I saw that time frame. I was like, oh shit, an hour and a half.
I
What
was
the hell?
excited.
This shit is about to. I was so pumped. I was like, dude, this show's about to fly by. Little did I fucking know. I'm sitting there. I read 40 minutes in. I'm like, bro, I've literally been sitting here for like an hour and a half already. What in the fuck is going on? How do you make an hour and a half feel like 3 hours, dude? Holy hell.
Yep. This takes place from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Or
When I
Michigan.
when I seen Grand Rapids, Michigan, I thought back to earlier in the year. This was the same building, same town where John Cena cut the reverse pipe bomb.
Wow. Look at it now. Toasting fucking the holiday, the happy holidays edition of Raw.
Happy fucking holidays.
Nothing happy about this fucking holiday for you guys. Cause
So,
god damn.
this is something I didn't even peep, but you noticed. They
I
were
did.
doing the walk-ins, and Michael Cole referred to Javon Evans as the soon-to-be free agent, which there was some interesting stuff, which we will go over before Javon Evans' match, that Adam Pearce said. Look, I don't think this was originally the plan, but it looks
Oh,
like Javon Evans may be in store for an early call-up, which I could see happening very soon, and I'm very excited about.
I'm very excited, man. I feel like they're actually doing something a good decision for once. They're noticing someone's hype, and they're into it, and they want to actually capitalize it. Like we were talking about, we didn't think he was going to be called up till fucking late next year, if not 2027. And I think that little sneak peek that Cena gave us, that gave the company really. I mean, we already knew it was that sneak peek was really for Triple H and his moronic team, was to notice the guy, and it fucking worked. And I think he's being called up earlier than initially planned, and I think that's a good thing. This is what happens when you actually, you know, this is who you do this for. You don't do it for Jey Uso. You know what I mean? You do it for a guy like Javon Evans, man. And I'm excited. And the soon-to-be free agent. I think it's pretty clear where he might go, man. Even though I would have put him on SmackDown for SmackDown's sake. I
Yeah.
do like Raw more, so it's kind of a double-edged sword where SmackDown needs him more, but I like Raw more, so I get to
Yeah,
see him more. It's kind of a double-edged sword there, man. But I think it's a good thing that they seem to be capitalizing on his momentum.
for sure. So, the vision. The Bronze are walking in, and they see Austin Theory off in the distance. Paul Heyman tells them to go warm up. He's got this. He walks up to Austin Theory and he says, "What the hell are you doing?" Can I wish Paul Heyman would have walked up to Triple H and asked that same question. I think that would
Can
have
you
been
go up to
very,
Road Dogg or
yeah.
fucking Baldy, one of them?
What boggles my mind about the whole Road Dogg SmackDown thing, everybody gave this dude the benefit of the doubt because they blamed it on Vince. They literally blamed everything on Vince, and Hunter, it was for sure Vince's fault. But bro, this is the second time you've booked SmackDown into oblivion. You
Like,
can't
dude.
tell me all of it was Vince at this point.
No, exactly. Like Vince was dog shit, but you had dog shit with dog shit, and it
Yes,
created ultimate dog shit. Like, dude just sucks. I'm sorry. Road Dogg is just a god awful booker, no matter what.
yes. Austin Theory says, "I wanted you to know why I wore the mask. I wanted everybody to see my actions before they saw my face." He says he made some bad decisions. He got comfortable. Then he got injured. But when he saw the vision, they didn't wait for anything. They took. Now that's me. Now I take. Paul Heyman says, really? Austin Theory says, really? He says he wants to take the opportunity to help the Vision in their match tonight. Heyman says, interesting. And he walks off. What did you make of this whole, I guess, demeanor or attitude change by Austin Theory here?
Actually like it. Overall, I was really wanting, obviously babyface theory for a long time. I'm okay with heel theory, and I'm really okay, and I like this heel theory, more determined, hungry, kind of done with the bullshit theory. I'm down for it, and I like it. If we're getting the heel theory, that's the kind of theory we need, and that's the one we look to be getting. So I am excited for that, man. I do overall like that. What about you?
I liked it a lot too. I thought it was a nice change of. I think when he eventually does turn babyface, it will play very well into his favor.
I think so.
The things, the lines he cut about, he got comfortable. You know what I mean? He obviously doesn't want to be that guy anymore, and he's obviously not going about it in the right way. By doing scummy things and being with the Vision, but I think it will eventually play into his favor and he will be able to turn that around nicely for an eventual babyface run. However, yeah, I thought they did a great job at I thought they did a great job at the demeanor change, and I do like his reasonings as to why he liked the Vision. So I think it was a nice demeanor change, and I think it was good. And I also feel like I am really gonna like his dynamic with the Bronze. It's not it based off what we got tonight. I'm liking the kind of I'm liking the whole thing about them not really liking him at first.
Go. I
So
like that, and I really think with my overall theory, I think it's still going to come into play. I like if over time they really grow on theory, and then that all just gets shattered. And and we'll talk about it with their other interactions later in the night. But so far, I do like what they're setting up with their dynamic.
yes, I just don't eventually want Austin Theory to turn into the pin man for this group.
E- Exactly, and that's what I'm mainly scared of.
Yes. So the Vision are backstage a little bit later in the night, and Heyman gets asked by the Bronze, what's up with Theory? He asks them, where were you guys 8 months ago? He says, you guys were not calling shots. There was no World Heavyweight Championship matches, but I had a vision for you. And I don't pimp that out easy. He says he had a vision. He has a vision for Austin Theory as well. So tonight it will be Bronson Reed and Austin Theory versus Rey Mysterio and CM Punk. And either Theory carries out our vision, or you two make sure they carry Theory's ass out of WWE. He walks away. Braun tells Bronson, you do not have to do this. Bronson says, I got it. And Braun tells him, well, just know I got your back, not his. Yeah, I feel, again, obviously, I don't want to make this comparison because nothing will ever be as great exactly as this, but I will make the comparison of Sammy and the Bloodline. I do think these guys will end up obviously growing on Austin Theory. Whether he is a spy for Seth Rollins or not, I do think that they will, eventually grow on Austin Theory, and they will actually learn to like and appreciate the guy a little bit. So I like the story they're telling here. It obviously adds significance and something for the group to do.
Exactly. Overall, I like what they're setting up. I like the distrust currently, and I like the trust they're probably going to build with them. And dude, Reed and Bronze, or Reed and Bray two bronze technically.
Yeah.
Dude, their dynamic is so dope. They're dead ass, just legit homies, and it just comes off on TV so well, dude.
They have a
And I really
great
like that.
brotherly chemistry.
They do. They really just feel like just genuine, just homies with
Yep.
each other, and they got each other's back. I really love their friendship dynamic on the show. And I like their distrust for theory. And overall, my theory about it is I do think he's a spy for Seth. I think either he's already a spy for Seth, or, obviously, kayfabe wise, he said, he just took the opportunity to join the group because he saw that. I think no matter what, he's going to end up on Seth's side. And I think I think they're going to do a reverse Sammy where, he won't, obviously, there's a parallels to that, but it's going to be him gaining their trust, not to truly gain their trust, but to break their hearts at the end of the day and help Seth. And I think that's going to be a really cool, like, inverse of the Bloodline story in a way. And I really like what they're setting up so far. And I think it's going to be the comeuppance that Reed and Breaker are going to get for turning on Seth. And I like what they're setting up overall. That's my theory. They could, not go with that, and I think that would also be okay. I do think that's what they're setting up though overall, and I like it. I love the brotherhood between the bronze, and I like how Theory is kind of gonna slowly ease his way into the trust of the group, man. And I really hope it's gonna be a very nice heartbreak for those two with their trust, man. And I like what they're setting up here. I overall do.
For sure. For sure. So, we got Asuka defeating Rhea Ripley. Before the match, Rhea tells Io to stay in the back because she's hurt. During the match, Kairi Sane interferes. Io comes out for the save, but then ends up getting attacked by Kairi Sane. And as Rhea is checking on Io, she gets rolled up by Asuka for the victory. Just needless building to, not needless, but boring building to the January 5th tag match. It was this is just, again, just very cookie cutter building blocks, I guess. Generic, I guess. I got nothing. I got no words. Just a random match, to be honest, in my opinion.
Exactly. It was really just complete filler for their story to get to that tag match. It was another singles match we've seen before, with interactions we've seen before,
Yep.
setting up their tag match. So it's really just filler to get to January 5th. A lot of this for the next 2 weeks is just filler till January 5th.
Correct. So, we got Becky Lynch coming out for a promo. She's making her claims for why she's the real Intercontinental Champion. She says she has the most powerful lawyers in the country, and they told her she had to go to miserable Michigan. And then she starts healing up on the city, just talking about just whatever, just generic heel stuff about Michigan. She then says she is the greatest female wrestler of all time, and it's not just her saying it. Sports Illustrated says it. Then Maxine comes out. And Kurt Angle says that she is the greatest. Becky is the greatest of all time. And she beat the greatest of all time 3 times. She says she can have a title shot anytime, any place, because she will train until her blood, sweat, and tears on the mat. She says she is not she says she is not only there, she points to the crowd, IC champ, she's Becky's IC champ. And all I ask is that you be the man you say you are and admit it. but you won't because you're too busy complaining, which makes you not really look like a goat. It makes you look like your best years are behind you. Becky then punches Maxine and attacks her, but Maxine gets in the ankle lock and Becky Lynch taps out. Becky, I get it. You want to put over Maxine, but I'm sorry, bro. She's not Kurt Angle. She's gotten a lot better. I don't want to say that, but yeah, this feud is just fucking random Monday Night Raw shenanigans at this point. It just this feud is, to me, is we want Becky versus AJ, but AJ's not this available, so here you go, Maxine.
Exactly. It literally seems either AJ's not available or we're WWE and we just want to wait till WrestleMania season, so we're just gonna stall out this fucking title scene until we either can or just want AJ in that scene, man. That's literally all this is. And Maxine's not bad. She's not bad on the mic, and obviously she's a fine wrestler in the ring now. Just the overhypeness that makes me like her less, if that makes sense. When someone's so overhyped than their quality is, it makes you like them less. That's what they're kind of doing with Maxine right now. I think they should take a more humble approach and more easy approach than just literal female Kurt Angle for some reason. And I think I would like her a little more. I think they're trying so hard to making me dislike her, but she's not bad, and this is fine. It's nothing. It's meaningless. We're just waiting for AJ, and fucking at this point for this company, fucking February can't come soon enough for the quality of this company's television.
Yeah. So Adam Pearce is in the back with Javon Evans. And he says he wants to talk about Javon Evans' future with him after this match. Javon says, okay. And then we go into the dream match that everybody was lining up down the block to watch. And that is Javon Evans versus Rayo.
Okay, you know what? People like El Grande. People warmed up to him. That's cool. That's whatever. Why does he have these two fucking dorks with him? What is the point of these two? You know what I mean? I don't even mind at this point. What is the point of these two, dude? We technically have gotten on Monday Night Raw Javon Evans versus, and we don't even know it because he's not Pete Dunne. He's Rayo.
Rayo. Yep. Javon Evans versus Pete Dunne happened last night, and nobody would ever know it.
No, yeah, we don't even know.
Rayo misses a moonsault, which Javon Evans immediately capitalized on and hit the OG cutter for the victory in what was a pretty good match. It was a nice showing for Javon Evans. Just it's against the Americanos, which does scare me for Javon Evans' eventual call-up because this guy should be getting groomed for the main event scene. Meanwhile, he's hanging around with Rayo Americano, which you may say, it was his first time on Raw. Yeah, but Triple H has a bad habit of putting people in things that they have no business being in. Okay?
Exactly.
Look at this shit he was doing with AJ Styles a couple months ago, where he was feuding with the Americanos, or whoever. He does tend to stick, promising people in things that just don't matter. So, Logan says he thinks they've done way too much with Kaiser's Americano. What are we going to do when Gable comes back? At this point, well, first off, I can't wait for Chad Gable to come back. I really do miss Chad Gable a lot, but that's a fucking wonderful question. What do we do with Chad Gable? At this point, I would probably put him on SmackDown and just completely have him abandon the Americano stuff. What WWE will do, Chad Gable and American Made versus the Americanos. That's probably what they're going to
And then
end up doing.
it'll culminate in a loser takes off their mask match for two Americanos, and hopefully Gable loses so he could take off the mask. At this point, it would actually fit the story best the way they do, the whole El Grande thing is if Gable comes back and just acts like he was never El Grande and just move on with his career. I would like that. They're not going to do that, but I would like that. But man, I can't wait for Gable to fucking come back, man, because I need him to come back, wrap this Americano shit up, and move on. Which, in a way, I'm so glad that fucking people love Kaiser as El Grande, because just keep him in the mask, and just let Gable be Gable after he comes back, please.
Yeah, yeah, personally the way I feel about it, I think the way they're going to go is I feel like Gable's going to come back and they're going to run the whole, you stole the Americano mask or that Gable, they're going to do it without doing it cuz Gable's going to obviously act like it wasn't him, but they're going to do the whole I feel like it's going to be some type of like it's going to be the some type. I think it'll be Gable without the mask and I think they'll be fighting them for the stuff back again without admitting it. I don't know. At this point, I would just love. I would rather go the story of Gable coming back and being like, "See, I told you guys I was never Americano," and then just kind of move on with it. Because
I would hope so.
I'm sitting in the same boat as manager Logan. I've never been a fan of it either. Even though I will say this, when Gable was under it, I thought it was a bit more fun. I just think they've done too much. I think they've done too much
Try to
with having Kaiser, be because again, when Gable was doing it, he wasn't speaking Spanish under the mask or anything like that. With Kaiser, I just feel like they've went the extra mile to make it seem like he's an actual luchador when the whole point of it was Gable, kind of making fun of luchadors. But even Gable under it, Gable wrestling that lucha style actually was pretty fucking entertaining. But I just want to see. I just want Chad to be Chad. I do.
That's all I want, dude. No matter how we get to it, I just want to get to it, and
We talk.
thankfully, I think we will.
We talk so much, and we always make the joke of Maxine Dupree as fucking Kurt Angle. I can't stress this enough. There will never be another Kurt. Kurt is once in a generation. He really is. But if you look at a guy that you are holding back from the potential of being the next Kurt or being reminiscent of Kurt, it is Chad Gable, dude. How do you look at that man? How do you watch that man work and just not just want how do you not just want to use that man to his fullest potential? I will never fucking grasp it. I truly won't.
No, I really fucking won't, dude.
So Javon Evans defeated Rayo, and that was it. And then we get Michael Cole and Corey Graves doing their B-rolls. Oh, that's right. Michael and Corey were on call tonight, not Joe and Wade, and Mark Nash was the ring announcer. So that was very nice to hear. I would actually love them moving Mark Nash over to Raw. I think that would be dope.
Know we have news for commentary on Friday. I don't know about the, Mark and, Alicia Taylor, like them switching up. Apparently, going forward, this will be the Raw team for announcers is Cole and Michael, and then SmackDown is going to have
Cole and
Wade
Michael.
and Joe. Cole and oh fuck, my bad. Cole and Corey. Fuck. My bad.
Got it.
My bad, my bad. Cole and Michael. Good lord.
I was
But
excited for Cole and Michael.
and now we'll have Wade and Joe. So that's gonna be cool, man. That's gonna be cool. I love, even though tonight it was very obvious they added commentary back in post
Oh yeah.
production, and it sounded like fucking 2K
Oh, it sounds
commentary half the
horrible.
night. It sounded horrible tonight, which makes no sense because they just take, and you could tell they were just doing normal commentary visually throughout the night. You could just look at them and see them talking. I don't know why they had them go back and re-record commentary because it sounded worse than it probably did just doing it live. Don't
Yep.
get that shit. Um, so commentary sounded horrible tonight, but I love these two on commentary. I'm glad we're getting them. And I'm glad we're getting Mark Nash on Raw. Hopefully that's the case. Even though I will miss him calling for Dragunov.
Yes, that is true. That is true. But they're doing their B-rolls, and Nikki Bella storms the ringside area. She says, "People forgot who I am." She says she's a legend, a Hall of Famer, and a champion. She says this is what a champion looks like. She then starts healing up again on Michigan. She starts talking about the fucking Detroit Lions, the Eagles, and Ohio State. She says she is the star of this division, and next week she is going to destroy Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vaquer's title reign. She says it's about time the championship is on a real global superstar. Me, Nikki Bella.
Dude, she's dog shit, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Why back, dude? She's fucking horrendous, bro. What? Dog. Did you not hear that promo tonight, last night? Triple H? Anybody? Why do people fucking love her, dude? She sucks, dude. This is horrible. She's still here for some reason, and she's just god awful, dude. I'm sorry.
wow. I think I've ever heard you jump down somebody's case that bad before. Wow, this is So I take it from your words you are not a fan of the real global superstar, the legend and Hall of Famer, Nikki Bella.
No, I'm not at all. She's
Wow.
none of those things to me.
Wow. Well, wow. I'm a bit shocked. Usually people have the exact opposite to say about the legend, Hall of Famer, and global superstar Nikki Bella. Yeah, this fucking promo is absolutely atrocious. It sounds like she, said this in the mirror to herself about 2,500 times before she recited it in front of the people. It doesn't come off genuine at all. It's, I guess, better that they put her in a heel role because she's not very liked in this generation, I guess. But there are a lot of people that do like her, but it just doesn't what does this do for Stephanie Vaquer? You know,
No, exactly.
what does this do for people that work with her? In my opinion, it
What
just
is
doesn't. It doesn't do anything. It really
it?
doesn't.
No.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't really add any notches under the belts of people that can say I beat Nikki Bella. And the promos aren't very good. They're formulaic, they're robotic. Um it it's just not good. It's just not good, man. I mean, it's it's better than heel Trish Stratus, but it's not fucking good, man. It's just not.
No.
Um
It's really not. It's horrible. She's not good on the mic. She's not good in the ring, and she's doing nothing for Stephanie, man. You got Becky over here having to put over Maxine. Can can we have Becky put over her instead? Can we get Stephanie
please.
Baker versus Becky versus Liv versus real fucking women's champions or
Yep.
real women's fucking main eventers?
Yep. For real. Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree, man. It is yeah, it's just not good, man. It's just not good. It's horrible, as a matter of fact. Um Bailey versus Roxanne Perez. I feel like we get this match every week. Is it just me?
Oh, we 100% get this match every week. This has to be like number 6 of this fucking match. Gotta be.
Well, Roxanne is getting the upper hand on Bailey, but Raquel is distracting her at the wrong time. Liv and Raquel. Liv pulls Raquel down from the apron and they start arguing. Lyra jumps off the announce table, takes both of them out, slaps Bailey, and then Bailey starts absolutely going berserk. She gives Roxanne a jumping knee and an elbow drop to pick herself up the victory here. And what was a decent match, it obviously is furthering the story with Judgment Day, which I don't know where this is going at this point. But we'll talk about it with the next segment, because it gets deeper. The rabbit hole gets deeper, but yeah, Lyra takes both of them out, helps Bailey pick up the victory. And then after this, the Judgment Day are all arguing in the back, and Roxanne says her and Liv had it until Raquel came out. Raquel says, I did what you guys should have done last week, and that was try to help. Liv says they did what I said to do. But the Judgment Day is a family, and we need to help each other. Raquel says she does not need this. I have a title match next week. I need to prepare for. Good luck. And storms out as everybody's mad at each other in the Judgment Day. How the fuck did we get from them slowly trying to exile Liv Morgan and have Roxanne take over as Dominic's new side chick for his new work wife for the rest of for the rest of this, to now we're kicking out Raquel.
What is Triple H's obsession with the Judgment Day with kicking out the wrong, most nonsensical person
Dude,
at any moment? They could be, dude, they could be building up to kick out the most obvious person in the world, and it makes all the sense. And the triple idiot just goes, you know what? We're just gonna kick out them instead and make them the star out of this story. We have Roxanne and Liv, and you want to make Raquel the breakout of the group. Dude, you're fucking moronic, dude. You did it for Damian Priest instead of Finn Balor, and now you're doing it for Raquel instead of Liv and or Roxanne. This dude is a fucking mongoloid. I don't know what the fuck he's doing out here. I don't know what he's booking, but it's god awful, and I fucking can't stand the Judgment Day still. This is one of the worst groups in the history of this business over time. It gets worse and worse over time. Garbage.
you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct, man. I again, like you said, I don't know either what the obsession is for him constantly kicking out the wrong person. How do you have Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez involved with the same story, yet the person we're kicking out of the group is Raquel? How does that make any sense? Yeah, I'm in the same boat you are, man. Like, again, he did this a couple years ago when they kicked out Damian Priest instead of kicking out Finn Balor, when Finn Balor was the one that was initially done wrong, and Finn Balor is still in this group. What are we doing? Honestly, Triple H, what the fuck are you actually doing? What a joke. What a joke. I don't know. Happy Bailey got the victory. I love the story of Bailey and Lyra, and how, you know, Lyra is slowly understanding how Bailey works. I love that, but it's being overtaken by a Judgment Day story that overall is not fucking good. It's not good, and it doesn't make sense. It never fucking has. Liv and Roxanne were supposed to be the ones fighting over Dominic, and it would lead to one of them being kicked out. How Finn Balor's still in the group, that's a whole nother topic. But it would lead to one of these women being kicked out. Most likely Liv. And we get Raquel out of that?
Being the breakout of the group.
Make it make sense. And this is
It
why
doesn't.
nobody likes this group. Because you've never fucking made sense out of this story. This group sucks. End it. In the beginning of the Judgment
Please.
Day, when they actually had a little bit of cool factor to them, motherfuckers wanted this to be like a Bullet Club type of group that just kind of lives on forever through different members. The way you treat the shit, just end it.
Please. I'm begging you to end this shit.
I'm tired of seeing their stupid fucking clubhouse and their stupid looks they give each other and this nonsensical fighting. And this fighting that doesn't... It's not justified.
Dude, the way they booked the Judgment Day, most randomly fucking anger and hatred towards each other just randomly happens. Fucking, someone can help someone win a match and they're pissed at them, and then that sparks a whole thing for them to leave. It's horrible, and it's one of the worst booked fucking factions that I've seen, dude. It's absolutely god awful.
Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is a video package. It's actually really good. He says now that he has gotten the real CM Punk to show up, he speared him and held his championship up high, and it was everything I thought it would be. Easy. He says Punk thinks because he is the person who threw some BS lines about his family. He says, I don't care about your wife. And don't lie to yourself. You don't care about your wife either. You don't care about anybody but yourself. You're a self-centered piece of trash. And I'm going to do you a solid and stroke your ego for a second. He says, what kind of CM Punk is going to show up on January 5th? This watered down 2025 version, or is it going to be the best in the world? Then shows old footage from the CM Punk I grew up watching. He says, either way, the result will be the same. I am the inevitable. I am the dog you cannot outrun. He says in your words, I'm only here to make money. Well, I hope you saved all your money and cashed all your checks, because when I beat you on January 5th and become the new world heavyweight champion, you won't be worth $1 to anybody. Well, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a well said promo.
I thought it was too, man. I liked it a lot. I like Braun on the mic. I like, the way he talks about things, all this, and I really like this, man. I like what he did here. I think it's a good promo, and I'm very intrigued to see what they're setting up for January 5th.
Yes. So, we have the Vision backstage, as we got no Braun, but we got Bronson and Paul Heyman. And Austin Theory walks up, and he asks, what's the plan? Reed says, you are rolling with the Vision now. This is the big leagues. He says, follow my lead, kid. Austin Theory says, first of all, I'm not your kid. And second, We'll do it my way. I will start the match and you can follow my lead. Yeah, I think this is the kind of stuff that is going to make them eventually like Austin Theory. I think his guts, or his, I guess, the balls that he is going to have to speak to them in this kind of way is going to make them mutually respect him.
Think so, that, and he's going to be someone that's, talking, and he's going to be able to back it up. He's going to help them actually win. He's going to get wins, and I think that's going to make them like him also.
Yep.
And they're just building up the trust over time.
For sure. Gunther comes out right before the main event. This fucking guy's walking around backstage laughing again. He comes out there and he gloats around to all the boos and you suck chants. He says, "You really shouldn't be mad at me. You should be mad at the guy who tapped out like a little bitch." He goes to leave before CM Punk's music hits. Punk marches to the ring and gets right in Gunther's face. Gunther laughs at him. He says, "You're mad too?" He laughs at Punk, and on his way out of the ring, he does the "you can't see me" to Punk. Punk's obviously fuming. Doesn't say a word, but he's obviously upset. He then goes to walk past Rey Mysterio, and him and Rey get in each other's face. Rey says something to him. I couldn't really make out what he said, but whatever it was, Gunther just laughs at him, and he walks off. He then sees AJ in the back. After we went to commercial, came back, and Gunther sees AJ in the back. And AJ says to him, "You just don't know when to shut up, do you?" Gunther says, "I guess I don't." He laughs at AJ, and AJ is pissed as Gunther walks off again. I liked it. I don't want them to get Gunther in the habit of this is what we do every week. We just come out and he just gets booed. And then I have a fear of Triple H getting comfortable with this, because in his mind he thinks oh, well, do you hear the noise? We gotta milk this. Like, no. That is my only fear of this. It is great. Obviously, Gunther plays it off great, but it is a slight fear of mine that Paul will get into the habit of just, this is great. This is what we got to do for Gunther. This is what he does. He goes out here and he gets booed because it gets a great reaction, and then he calls Cena a little bitch. This is literally copy and paste from what you did last week. Just adding CM Punk and Rey Mysterio in there and that. So I would love to see, him actually accumulate problems with CM Punk and with Rey Mysterio, and, kind of get this thing taken, kind of get this thing off the landing strip a little bit. But again, that is just a slight fear of mine. But other than that, I'm interested to see where the stuff with Punk goes.
Very interested. I love these two little face-offs they did. I love how, everyone's pissed at him, and I love how, especially, like, the people from Cena's past are, like, really just hate the guy now. I like that a lot. And I do have that same fear when I was watching this. I was like, I really hope they don't just do this every week where he just comes out and gloats. You need story progression, and you could have it in there with Ray, with Punk, and I hope you start building on that, man. That's my fear. But I overall like what they're doing. I hope they don't just do the same thing every week, and I really hope they lean into the AJ, the CM Punk, and the Ray face-offs that he's done so far.
For sure. For sure. So, the main event, Austin Theory and Bronson Reed pick up the victory against CM Punk and Rey Mysterio as Austin Theory stomps Rey Mysterio to give his team the victory. Afterwards, there was a slight brawl between Punk, Braun, and Theory. Punk took care of Theory, threw him outside of the ring, and he turned around to a spear from Braun Breaker. Is it just me, or has this been the ending sequence to Monday Night Raw for the better part of forever?
Oh yeah, dude, and it's gonna continue no matter after January 5th, no matter who's champion, this is still gonna be the ending sequence to Raw. Spears to fucking CM Punk every week. So I'm excited for that, man. What's up, Durante? How you doing,
My
bro?
guy, what up,
Um,
brother?
how you doing, man? He says, didn't Gunther tap out? We are gonna forget that, man. That did not happen. I don't know what you're talking about here, man. I know Gunther tapped out somebody. I don't really remember Gunther tapping out, man. It might have been WrestleMania, man, but I don't know. Memory's getting foggy, man. I think I tried to getting some fucking Black Ops fucking mind control program to forget that shit. So don't know really what you're talking about there, man. But yeah, dude, that's literally what we get every week with Braun Breaker and Punk, and I feel like that's what we're gonna continue to get, even no matter who after January 5th is champ. What we're gonna get every week.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the way I remember it, Gunther tapped out to Jey Uso, which is absolutely
Oh,
one of which is absolutely one of Triple H's that is the perfect embodiment of Triple H in 2025. This idiot was dumb enough to have fucking Gunther tap out to Jey Uso.
man. Oh, fuck.
You remember that,
He
Sir
really
Kid?
did that. Unfortunately, as much as I try to forget, man, he fucking had fucking Jey Uso tap out Gunther.
Oh my god.
Holy hell, man. What a horrible decision.
What an idiot. What a fucking triple idiot. Um Yeah, Raw ends the same fucking way it ends every week, with CM Punk getting speared by Braun Breaker and the Vision stand tall. No Logan Paul a part of the Vision this week, which actually, now that I think about it, probably made their segments a little more enjoyable this week. Um,
Maybe.
but that is that. That is that, man, and that pretty much wraps it up for the final TV Unscripted of the year. Like I said, guys, we will be live obviously next Tuesday with Unscripted. However, we will not be talking Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite. We will be doing the 2025 rewind, looking at just the year of 2025 as a whole, and then we will be giving some predictions for both companies for what we think is to come in 2026, which should be very interesting. As my predictions for WWE in 2025 were probably completely wrong. So yeah, that is that. And that is everything we got here today for you guys, man. So yeah, we will see you all on Tuesday. As thank you guys all for joining us, man. Everybody in the live chat. We got Logan. We got I sorry I can't say that. And then we got my guy Durante in the chat. Thank you guys, everybody who joined us live and everybody who joined us as a part of the Replay Mafia. Thank you guys. As always, it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
That is going to do it for this edition of Unscripted. This has been episode 279 of Unscripted. Thank you guys, as always, for joining us. And with that, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you all on Friday at 3 p.m. Central with the news and World's End predictions. But before that, guys, please make sure to have a very Merry Christmas from us here at NHP.
Peace.